Hi, Capricorn, and welcome to the fifth dimension. It is my goal to bring in your past loved one or a loved one who has passed and stands beside you here on earth. We are all assigned an earth guide. This would be different than your guardian angel. Your guardian angel is assigned to you at birth, and your earth guide is someone that you had a significant relationship with who is passed and stands beside you now here on earth, even though they live in the heavenly plane. So I pray and meditate over these cards, and how this can work best for you is for you to pray and meditate over your person. That way, if this doesn't resonate, then you can watch future readings and uh, see the manifestation of your prayer and meditation. All right, so hit subscribe because that will help you keep track of when I post something new. And I would like to bring some light to your loss and some sunshine to your darkness today. And so I hope this resonates with you. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I use several tools: letters, numbers, occupational energy, personality energy. If he could say or she could say anything to you, what would they say? What are some of the things that this person dealt with when they were alive? Situations, illnesses, or diseases, etc. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started, and you'll see how this works. All right, so I have a man who is passed who is coming forward today. He got married very young to the love of his life. They had a wonderful marriage. Um, I don't know if they divorced after a while or if she passed, but I have a feeling maybe that she either passed or left him. He worked too much, in her opinion, and maybe he didn't have enough time for her, but they were married since they were young. So this was a significant shift in his life, something you would be aware of. He had big hope and big dreams of gaining stability financially. He struggled in that because a disease came into his life, and that is dementia. So he suffered from dementia. He felt like a prisoner in his home. He felt constrained in his mind, and so he had to more or less stay home, in the sense that people that suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's, it's best for them to be with other people when they leave their home. So he was probably kept at home to keep him safe and sound by his family members and loved ones. Um, but I do have that at the end of his life, or fairly recently before he passed, that he did receive some kind of reward and recognition. Might have been from his family, might have been from a place that he worked. Um, so that's always a beautiful thing to see. But I had that he had some back issues when he was alive. So he had issues with dementia, and he had some back issues. And I make these cards myself. So I have that he probably smoked cigarettes, possibly. I don't know if that contributed to his passing. Sometimes I see why the person passed, sometimes I don't. And on his particular energy, I am not getting the end of his life. I do feel, though, that he was cremated. He was not buried. He was placed into an urn, possibly a brown in color. So it might have been a wooden one, it might have been a stone that had a brown hue, or what have you, but I do have that he was cremated. Um, also had that he was a pretty big football fan, and let's see, I have that no, I wrote myself notes. So I wrote down that he had internal and external strength. He was someone who liked to step outside of the boundaries. He wasn't afraid to break rules to get things done. So he was a brave person. A football fan is what I wrote down as my first thing. Um, and let's see if I can look at his energy as a person here. Okay. Did he possibly, was he an LSU fan possibly? Or I'm getting purple. His team wore purple possibly. Let's see here. Or I have red. That might be more of a basketball. I'm seeing that as the basketball court. As the football, I'm getting yellow and purple. Either one or both together would be LSU. I'm not real, that's a college team, so there's probably an NFL team. I know the Vikings, I think they're purple. But anyway, so think outside the box. That's the best way to confirm things to yourself regarding whether this is your person in fact or not. I'm going to bring some real specific characteristics out next, and that is himself in his occupation. So I have that he was not a big fan of books. He didn't want to study, didn't want to stay in school, he didn't want to get a college degree, and he actually worked as a carpenter at some point in his life. Um, so he might have been very talented at, making spaces beautiful, or just, putting on crown molding, or, building kitchen cabinets, or redoing furniture. But he had a skill with in carpentry in some way. And towards the latter part of his life, he worked a small job as a cashier. That was probably his last job, and he really enjoyed it, possibly at a grocery store, or like a Walmart or something like that. But he did enjoy that. He was friendly to people, and he enjoyed interacting with people. He really enjoyed that job. Um, so I'm going to pull his eye color. I have a bowl of marbles, significant of every eye color that I know of that exists. And so I'm going to close my eyes and pull a marble for him. All right, so I have that he had dark eyes, so brown. I see a little bit lighter shade on the edge, but mostly I see dark brown. And like I said, these are marbles. All right, so I hope that's helping you narrow it down. And now to get even more precise, I'm going to share with you the letters that I pulled on him. Now, I made my own cards, A to Z. I shuffled them and I asked the divine if this is significant and representative to this person who has passed coming forward. Please let these whatever letters you see fit, hit the ground. These letters, I hope, are representative of his first, middle, last name, possibly a nickname, but I have M, I, O, Y, and L. M, I, O, Y, and L. His street he lived on might have been Moy. He might have lived on Loy. He might have, like I said, these might be representative of his first, middle, or last name, any of these letters. But also think outside the box. You may see the place that he worked might have been called OMI or YMI, or so you understand what I'm saying. So I hope that that's significant to your person. And I also pulled some letters. Now these, I made cards 1 through 31, since there are 31 days in some of the months. I am looking for a birth month, birth date, death date, or just a significant date in his life that only you would know, possibly his wedding anniversary, when he celebrated it each year. So I look at the 5 and the 2 as possibly months, May or February. So one of these 2 months could be significant to him. Now, as far as the other numbers that I pulled, I have 19, so possibly May or February 19th was significant to him, or May 21st, May 31st. I think there are 31 days in May. I'm terrible with that. February, I know does not have 31 days, but it does have 21. So 19, 21, 31, 5, and 2. A significant event might have happened to him when he was 19, 21, 31, or age 2 or 5. So that also can verify somebody's life. All right. So now I'm going to share with you my favorite part, and that is, if this person could say anything to you, what would they say? And this gives them an opportunity to speak directly to you, but more importantly, for you to receive what they want to tell you. Now, sometimes this comes in a form of advice. You may be going through something in your life right now, and he knows it, so he may say more advice, and then there's usually a love message, and that's exactly what he did. I am wondering if maybe you are going through a time in your life that you are deciding whether or not to stay in your marriage. I'm just going to say it. It just came to me. And this is what he wants you to know. Life is a series of choices. Choose love. So there's a significant reason why he is saying this to you. There might be something going on in your life where you need to choose love. And it is hard to do. I mean, we're human. I struggle with that too. And then he wanted to know that you have nothing to feel guilty about. So I don't know what you are holding on to that may be bringing you some sadness over and above the loss, but please let it go. He wants you to know you have nothing to feel guilty about. All right. And the third message, which I mean, I have 70 some cards, and I just love it when something like this comes out because it is such a confirmation. He wants you to know we are so connected. He's not going anywhere. He will see you when you arrive in heaven. And until then, he will stand beside you here on earth. He knows how connected you are. He cherishes that. He knows you do too. And he wants you to know you are not alone. He is with you. So God bless you, Capricorn. I hope this was nice for you and brought some light into your loss. Please follow me and tell your friends about me. I would love to help many feel a little bit better about suffering loss of other people. It's just a very, very difficult thing. But I love you, Capricorn, and thanks for your time. Bye from the fifth dimension.